Why we wouldn't get on? There's no, you know.
I don't know if I'm ready for Andrea to meet my family. Gay people in my family, I have no idea how they're going to react when I tell them about Andrea.
See, I find this so odd. I don't know why Tammy would have this impression that her family or her older siblings would have an issue with her having a girlfriend. I mean, listen, they have seen Tammy be with people who were enablers to the most extreme level possible. And also, on top of that, it came out years ago that Tammy was into all genders anyway. So, huh? I feel like this is one of those times where I feel like this part of the storyline isn't actually legit. It's as if they just wanted to make an issue or make a deal out of, Tammy having a girlfriend for the first time. Well, this is the first time, I'm not too sure, but in reality, no one actually cared in the family. Huh. But let's continue.
A big deal, and my family is hard to deal with. So I want to give it time before I actually talk to my family about her.
Now, listen, here's the thing. Let's just say we're going by the perspective of where Tammy, is in a position where she knows that her family can be quite explosive. She knows her family can be a lot. And she wants to, slowly bring her girlfriend into the family, or she wants to at least have a conversation first so she can kind of like let them know that that she's gonna introduce them to a new partner. And she really appreciate it if they wasn't too much over the top, if they wasn't arguing in front of her, if it wasn't just typically doing their typical, family stuff that some people may look at and be like, oh, this is a bit too much, let me run. That perspective, I can run with that. But this whole perspective of the fact that Tammy's family may have an issue with her having a girlfriend, especially when they already have gay people in the family, make that make sense. To be honest with you, I would sit here and say that Tammy's girlfriend is probably going to be the first person they're ever going to meet that they are least likely to say, you know what, at least you're not here trying to enable a sister. At least you're not here trying to have a requirement of how much a sister should weigh. Remember, before she was one dude, he said the minimum woman can weigh is 300 pounds. You see what I'm saying? There's another guy, when she was on a diet, he would still feed her everything that she wasn't supposed to have. You see what I'm saying? So, and she ended up marrying a guy that pretty much sold her a freaking fake dream. Trust me. Yeah, Tammy's moving mad.
Andrea wants to meet my family, but my older siblings, they can be hit or miss with some things.
Yeah, with some things. But that's just family, right?
Sometimes I still feel like I'm trapped in my 700-pound body. Before I felt like a loser, fat, disgusting. Man.
You know what's crazy though? That's a very good point about the fact that she says sometimes I feel like I'm still stuck in a 700-pound body. A lot of people who are overweight, a lot of people who are obese, some will end up losing weight but not have any type of therapy beforehand. Because end of the day, like if you've lived the majority of your life feeling like shit, okay, feeling like as if your life is pointless, feeling like as if you're never gonna do any better than what you are now, feeling like as if you're never even gonna be healthy in your life, just feed anything negative possible. Of course, when you start to lose that weight, even when you get to the point you lose the weight, you're gonna still have that mental battle of still seeing yourself as this person. Listen, hell, I would argue that when you lose weight, your insecurities grow. Your body paranoia, body dysmorphia becomes a thing. Because then once you start to lose weight and once you get to that low weight you're supposed to be at, one, you're now looking at your skin thinking, why is my skin so loose, so saggy? Then you get the skin chopped off. Then all of a sudden you're looking at your scar thinking, oh, if I never put on that weight, then I wouldn't have this scar. And then you're looking at, and then, but then at the same time, you're now recognizing that you're slimmer, but then you're like, oh, I know I'm slimmer, but what if but I feel like I still need to lose this little bit of weight there, and that over there. I may have to do something to my face because my skin's a bit loose. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, even when you lose weight, you will then end up with new problems, as well as still having the old problems mentally. So that's why it's important that when we're losing weight, people are reflecting on the journey, most importantly, reflecting on the most positive way possible, but also for some people, having a therapist with you along the way to help you adjust and understand that this is where you are and this is where you're going. and help you appreciate it on the way. Do you see what I'm saying? Just use any kind of tools out there that allows you to embrace the journey on a positive note. So each step of the way, you're actually enjoying that weight loss, that loose skin you're not gaining, that surgery that you know have to get rid of the loose skin, appreciating that. Understanding that you're lucky that we live in a generation where if you lose weight, you can actually get the skin chopped off. You know? Just looking around. Some people end up getting tattoos to cover up their scars. Which to be fair, can be hella cool. I mean, it can look hella cool, you know what I'm saying? So there's so many things that can allow us to mentally adjust to a weight loss. But again, we need the tools in front of us. And the first tool that I would go with is embrace the journey on a positive level from the very get-go. And keep that with you the whole way through. Because you're going to need that mostly when it comes to the maintaining the weight. Because maintaining weight is the hardest thing you can ever do in this world, I promise you now. And you need to have the right mindset, because sometimes you can overeat and start gaining a couple of pounds. Sometimes you can undereat, end up losing too many pounds. So you got to have that balance of knowing, okay, I can have a little cheat here, there, and I'll be balanced over here. You know what I mean? But we continue. You ask anyone in the fitness world who does what they can who's hell-bent on keeping the shape, you understand the struggle. Anyway, we continue. Or anyone that's lost weight before. Or anyone that's had to gain weight before because they're underweight.
The world, so it's settled with just whoever would be willing to love me. I want to open my heart, but I feel like I have a lot of negative energy.
It's crazy though. It's nice to see Tammy admitting that back in the day she would just F anyone purely because of how she saw herself. It's a key thing to identify, because her identifying this means that now her standards are at a better place. What she's looking for, she understands more. What she needs from a partner, she understands more. So many things that she benefits from understanding that, which is fantastic for her. It's just a shame though that despite her understanding the journey of her weight loss, it's a shame that she still doesn't understand that she can still be a arsehole to her family. She can still be one hell of a mean girl, one hell of a bully. But I guess that's something that she hopefully fix later on down the line. That's something that I guess you won't be able to really solve right now, or to think about right now, because she's still on that journey of trying to feel the best that she can within herself.
To let go.
Oh yes, you're gonna have problems with it.
What do you think it would take for me to get weight loss surgery?
When Brittany came out with this, I was like, wait, hold on a minute. I've been saying this for years. Why is Brittany not losing weight with Chris? What has been going on? Is it because Chris has always been that much bigger than her? She thought that she was slim? Well. Either way.
With my family history, diabetes and stuff, I need to get mine under control. Before I went to the doctor and I can't get my diabetes under control to lose weight. I have done multiple diets throughout the years. They may help me lose maybe like 5 or 10 pounds, but it never really sticks.
Let's talk about that though. Why did they never stick? It wasn't the diet that didn't stick. It's you that didn't stick to the diets. It's a very common thing for people to lose a couple of pounds and then they become stagnant, and then they give up. It's just a common thing. To be fair, usually you lose probably more. Depending on how much she weighed, I would imagine that she would have had to have lost at least 10 more pounds in those first few days of actually being on a diet, to be honest with you. So if she said she only lost 5 odd pounds, she probably died for a couple hours, to be honest with you. Probably a day tops. And then after that went back. The way she's trying to tell us as if she's actually ever taken a diet seriously is ludicrous to me. I can flat out tell from the very first sentence, with my family, we've got diabetes and stuff. The second she came out of that line, I was like, yeah, so basically you've used these things in your family to basically be the way you are, which is why you've never actually put yourself through an actual diet properly. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. But now, all of a sudden, she now wants to join on to the bandwagon of losing weight and being healthier? Why now? Why not all this whole time? Well, let's get into why now.
Unlike weight loss drugs, I think that the surgery would be a more permanent option.
I forgot about this statement. The fact that she said that is crazy work. Neither is more permanent than the other. Both are only effective if once you actually benefit from the weight loss from them, you actually maintain the weight loss and continue losing how much more you need to lose as well. Having a surgery doesn't guarantee you a permanent freaking weight loss. What's wrong with you? I mean, well, I mean, it does, but it doesn't guarantee that you're going to stay at that weight loss. You and what you put in your body and the exercise that you do is what guarantees it. So for her to say that goes to the comment that we have been saying for quite a while now. And that comment's been quite simple, that a lot of people that are on this show, 1,000 pound sisters, 1,000 pounds best friends, 600 pound life, they all see surgery has the answers. If surgery is going to heal all the fat possible in their body, when in reality, the surgery is just there just to help you along the way, nothing else but that. The surgery is actually a very small part of helping that along. When you have the surgery, you're then meant to be even more strict than ever. Ever. Only those that are crazy are the ones that reverse the surgery. Because when you get the surgery that they cut off the sleeve and they make your tummy smaller, which means you're meant to be eating less, and then all of a sudden you somehow still make that stomach expand again and then still become bigger. Crazy work. But either way though, it's crazy how many people, and I'm gonna say because it's in America, these old American shows, it's crazy how many people in America who are overweight, who are a bit obese, generally think that the surgery is gonna save their life, as if once the surgery happens, they have to do no work. The surgery is literally one of the easiest parts, because the easy part is losing the weight to get the surgery, to get approved the surgery. Then you have the surgery. After the surgery, that's the hard part, because now you know you've had the surgery. Now you know that you're in a position where your body can only eat a certain amount of food, but your mental mind is still telling you that you need to eat more, but you're programmed to believe that you have to have more food because you've always had more food. And therefore, you have to battle the mental part of knowing that you can't have more food, that you should be having the food that your stomach actually allows to have now. Until, you see what I'm saying? That's the harsh right there. That is the hard bit, right? And then after that, finally get into that weight. If anyone thinks that losing weight to get the surgery is the easy part, I mean, is the hard part, sorry, you're crazy. Losing the weight to get the surgery and get the approval is it is the easy part. The real work comes in after that. You know what I mean? It's like people who, doesn't matter.
I mean, I know I'm not as big as, most of y'all were, but
just because.
You see, when she said this statement, I was like, I remember back before when I made the statement self-particular about why she's not losing weight, and I said, this is because everybody's bigger than her, so she feels that she's smaller, and then boom, bam, she says it. But we still haven't got to the real reason why she wants to lose weight, though, and we're going to get there shortly.
Because you didn't get as big as I was, doesn't make it any less significant on your body.
it's always a dream to be a parent yourself.
Now, that's the real reason. She wants to lose weight the same reason Amy lost weight, because she now all of a sudden wants to be a mother. Well, I'm not saying that she never wanted to be a mother, but I'm just saying now she wants to be a mother, I guess, more than before, right? Chris already has kids who are in their 20s. Kids are going to be old enough to pretty much, babysit his kids for him, you know what I mean? Well, hell, he's got kids old enough to be parents to their kid if they have a kid. I mean, listen. Losing, because obviously she's now under the influence. The reason why she has struggled to give birth or to get pregnant all these years is likely because of her health. So that's why she believes losing weight will help her get to that position where she can now have kids. Personally, I just feel like when people lose weight, they should lose weight because it's something that they need to do for themselves. Losing weight for the purpose of having a child is not a good idea, because you lose the weight, and then you have a child, and then what happens? You gain it back up again. Amy's living proof of that. So many people are living proof of that. You know what I mean? It's like some people lose weight just for the wedding dress and then they put it back on again. People should, I mean, in my opinion anyway, people should not be using external reasons to lose weight. People should use themselves as the reason to lose weight. I need to feel good with myself. I want to be healthier. I want to be able to do more things. I want to be able to live a bit longer, okay? You know what I mean, okay? I want to have less restrictions in my life. These reasons here are all internal reasons. Not, I want to lose weight to have a baby. Or I want to lose weight to get in a wedding dress. Or I want to lose weight so I can go to this. No. You're losing weight for the things that you understand is going to benefit you all around. I want to lose weight so I can breathe better. I want to lose weight so I don't have to have a CPAP machine anymore. You know what I mean? I want to lose weight so when I walk up some stairs, it's not so hard anymore. You see what I'm saying? Come on now. These external reasons are not the one. Because these external reasons are not forever. Those are the things that once you've done it for that thing, you go back. Anyway, what do you think about Brittany wanting kids? Do you think it's a good idea for Brittany and Chris to have kids if she was to lose the weight?
We can afford 2 surgeries in 1 year.
And that's another thing. She brings up this whole surgery situation when Chris is literally out here trying to get more surgery, more skin removal after all the work he's put in. I mean, Chris being a good man, he's like, don't worry about it. We'll figure it out when the time comes. To be fair, though, when he said that at first, I was like, yo, good man. But then I thought about it more, and I was like, wait, hold on a minute. Is he just saying that because he doesn't believe that she's actually going to lose the weight, so therefore he didn't have to worry about this extra payment for another surgery? I mean, the man knows his wife better than us, so that could maybe explain his answer. You never know. Maybe he's heard her say it so many times over the years, and she ain't never done shit about it.
I don't know, but when the time comes, we'll face it.
It's getting way too small. Anybody's fault. It's my fault. Like when there's a lot of people around.
You know, Amanda, last episode, Amanda was exposed by the family for being the hardest person to live with. You know what? Amy's literally saying that you guys are living in my house, and Tammy said in last episode too that when you live with Amanda, expect to see plenty of random people coming in and out of the house all the time, plus her kids. And the crazy thing about it is, Tammy wasn't lying, because now Amy's out here talking about, you know, this stuff isn't good for my anxiety because there's always people coming in and outside the house, and it's making me feel a bit uneasy. Da 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 da. And then this is Amanda's response. Amanda's response, oh my goodness gracious me, entitled response, shall I say?
I start shaking and get nervous and stuff.
But I think at times that she forgets that she needs us just as much as we need her. So I'm using my words very wisely. And that's how I'm living my life with her. Very carefully, picking and choosing my words.
You listening to this? Are you... Amy came to her and spoke to her in a nice, calm demeanor, just expressed how she feels, and just wanted to know if you're planning on moving at any time soon, like you said you was going to be. And Amanda's like, what? What? This is why a lot of people have not liked Amanda over the years.
Whose house it is. Respect is respect, and you better be careful who you're talking to.
First and foremost, it doesn't matter whose house it is, first and foremost. The fact that you said that is crazy work. But can somebody please let me know, when was Amy disrespectful? Respect is respect, but Amy did respect you though.
Saving up money. I probably could just go rent a house, but by the time I pay for a deposit, for first month's rent, last month's rent deposit, I can put a down payment on the house.
So why are you not doing that? Why haven't you done that?
I thought this bitch said this was temporary. Well, it's been 2 months now.
I mean, she's not lying though. She's not lying one bit though, because you move into someone's home, you tell them that's going to be a temporary type situation, and all of a sudden you're in here longer than 2 months. I don't know how long she was going to be in there for, but there for longer than 2 months. You got your kids, and you got all these random people coming in and out of Amy's house. Remember, that of Amy's house, without Amy's permission, and now you want to talk about how Amy's disrespecting you. Amanda, the family bully.
I wasn't physically attracted to Brian at first, but sometimes being persistent works out for the best.
You know when she said that at first, I was like, wait, hold on a minute. We've all seen the men you've been with. And Tammy made it clear that you would happily sleep around with anybody. Your legs will always be open before you marry Michael. And this woman sat there and said, I wasn't attracted to him to begin with. My first thought was, is it because he's skinny? Listen, it could be a thing, because there's some people that are not attracted to people that are skinny, or some people are not attracted to people who are in shape, which I think is a lie personally, but that's just my opinion. Either way though, you know what I mean? So that I did find that quite interesting when she said that. Unless what she really meant was, I didn't think he'd be attracted to me. Some people overweight can be, you know, are intimidated by somebody who's slim because they think maybe this person's too good for me, blah 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 blah. Or sometimes it can be the other way around. It could be either way. But hey, listen, Amy's got a type, and as she says, other than that, she does this whole, the one eye's over there, one eye's this way. Even though that's not something that she does on purpose. If that was a talent, well, that's a talent right there. You know what I'm saying? But anyway.
Brian told me he loved me after 3 days. A dude was meant like a New York kid.
Amy is hilarious. She's like, listen, he had a feel of my kitten. You know what I'm saying? And it was 3 days after I enjoyed my kitten, he was in love. It's crazy though, because this backs up what Tammy said. Tammy said that Amy be open legs for anybody. It's crazy because she said she wasn't attracted to him, but she had already pretty much slept with him. Oh, you know what? Maybe I'm wrong to assume that she had already slept with him within the first 3 days of knowing him. Maybe I'm wrong to assume that. But I'm just saying, the way they go be talking about her kitten and stuff. Now, don't get me wrong. I do understand the phrase, okay, smitten like a kitten. I completely get it. I'm just putting a little twist on it because Amy's been known to be a freak according to Tammy. So I think when she talked about, you know, kitten smitten, she was talking about he had a taste of her kitten, you know? Yeah, whatever. Anyway, yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, no. I was meant to say, anyway, nonetheless, red flag. Yep, that's it. 3 days, he's telling you he loves you, red flag, run. Yeah.
So, will you move in with me?
So we got a guy here, 3 days in tells you he loves you, and a few weeks in, he wants to live with you. What's this guy after? This guy's eager, way too eager. You see what I'm saying? And he looks like a feeder too. I
don't give a damn what he does for you. You don't even know anybody after 2 years, let alone even trying to move in with them, because when you move in with them, that's when you find out they're real.
Chris ain't lying though. When you move into someone, that's when you really find out who they are. He's not lying. But then that brings the question, doesn't it? How long should you wait before you live with someone so therefore you can find out who they really are? But to be fair, at the same time, some people have tools in front of them that they don't actually recognize. So for example, if I've got my place, you've got your place, let's just say before we decide to make that choice or before one of us even brings up that option, you can just be coming over to my place all the time, staying there for a few days. You know what I mean? I'm doing the same thing to you. Really and truly, that is the best way to know whether or not if you can live with someone. I know obviously things will change still dramatic a little bit more, even when you do live together, because that's when you finally have a place together that you both own, of course, or whatever. But all I'm saying is that how many people have been with someone? In fact, I'm sure men would be able to relate to this. But then again, saying that though, in America, I'd be hearing it happens with the women too. But let me just speak about from the perspective that I know about mostly, okay? But it has been said, it has been known that a man will have will have his overseas place, girl have her place, but his girl will always be around his place all the time. And then all of a sudden, she's like, listen, I practically live here, so I might as well just move in. Or he might just say, oh, why don't you move in? And she's like, well, I already have, because you don't see I'm always here anyway. So the matter of fact is, usually when people go through that type of energy, usually you already know that you're going to be able to live that person, because the person that basically is always there and already feels that they've already lived there, it means that the whole time they've been there, they've already been treating that place as if it's theirs anyway. So to be fair, in those situations, it is easy to just be like, let's move in together. But if you haven't had that experience of where you're together like that, moving in each other will become one hell of a shock. So the question is, when you're in that situation, how long should you wait to find out whether or not you two are going to be compatible living together? That is always the killer question. That answer is subjective depending on the people involved. But I think when it comes to Chris talking to Amy right now about this, I don't know, man. Amy's just Amy in it. So I don't know. I agree with what Chris is saying towards Amy, but I don't know if it matters in her context. That's the only thing. I don't know. I don't know her like that. I only know about what we see on TV and on social media. You know what I mean? But based on what we see on TV, I'd probably say to her, see, Amy's got kids, so I'm going to say she should not be, because she's got kids, rushing into moving this guy is not a good idea. Boom, bam, yeah. If she was single, and if she had no kids, F it. Why not? Try it, see what happens.
I thought you need to learn a damn sense of time. I mean, look how fast you and the kids' daddy moved. And look where you're at now.
Savage.
understand how you could even consider moving in with somebody that you ain't been with longer than 6 weeks. I think you're up royally.
I mean, to be fair though, it hasn't even been 6 weeks. That is nasty work. But listen, I've known many people to live together, to move in with each other within a few weeks. To be honest, it's not something that's not possible, but it works for some and doesn't work for others. But because she's got kids, it's not a good idea. Well, because they're the ones that are gonna pay the price if it doesn't work out. But that's another man that they've met, which isn't cool. Well, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. We'll talk about it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, peace.